It's the beginning of January, so what do I typically do? That's right, I give a market update for the previous month. That's what I'm talking about today. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21, List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So I am going to give the market update for December, but as typical, I'm going to show November and December just so we can see a trend. I will encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to watch my video from last week in which I give my prediction for the 2023 real estate market. I think it's interesting. That's why I shared it with you. Also, just as a reminder, this market update is for South Tampa, the 5 zip codes of South Tampa. So you have 33606, 609, 611, 616, and 629. So let me put the graph up here just so you can follow along. And you can see active listings. These are homes that are on the market for sale. And you can see we actually went down by 70 homes for December. There could be several factors to that, and we'll see that. One, fewer people putting their homes on the market, and you can see that on the second line. New homes on the market, and you can see we're down 50 homes, right? Fewer people putting homes on the market. Why is that? I don't know, right? Typically, we do see November, December, January, people not put their home on the market because they just don't want that hassle during the holidays. So this is a trend that we're going to have to see moving forward. However, I do want to point out, and I've shared this several times, historically, South Tampa, we have 250 homes new to the market every month. And you see in December, we were at 90. So this is a trend I really want to keep track of throughout the year to see, are we going to regress or progress back to the mean of 250, or because of the economy and interest rates and fears of inflation, are new homes going to be down all year? So that's a trend we want to keep track of, is new homes on the market. Days to sell. And you can see days to sell has gone up by, 22 days. So we went from just under a month to a month and a half. And again, it's partly the holidays, partly the price of homes, right? So if somebody prices their home too high, buyers don't want to look at it. And they'll try and, if they're interested in the house, they'll offer a lower price. We'll talk about that in a second. So the days to sell has gone up, which as a buyer, it's good because you now have some time to breathe, look at house, consider your other options. If you're a seller, you get panicked. My house has been on the market 30 days. It's not selling. Be patient, right? So South Tampa, average right now is 47 days. What is average? That means you're as close to the top as you are the bottom. So just know there's still some houses selling quickly, within a few days, then some are taking several months. But the average, 47 days. Look at sales. So sales were down 20 to 92 days. If you think, boy, it got dark. Yeah, my light just went out. I have to charge the battery. Sorry about that. So sales were down to 92 sales per month. Again, that's partly holidays, partly price of homes, the economy. Again, this is a trend we want to keep track of. Go back to my video last week, And I showed not only the trend of sales for this year, but also the past 4 years, going back to 2019. And this is the fewest sales we've had per month over 4 years. So this is something we really want to keep track of. The median sales price, you can see, really dropped from what is it, 1.1 million to 700,000. And I will say 33606, last month their median sales price was 1.7 million. This month it was 1.1 million. So 33606 had the biggest chunk of that drop to 700,000. The ratio, which is what a house sold for compared to what it was listed at, the original price. And you can see November, we were at 100%. December, we were at 94%. And I do want to talk about that for a second, because people, you hear in the news, and I have people ask me, is the market going to crash? And they think a crash being prices are going to drop drastically. And I keep saying, listen, home prices may drop maybe 6%, maybe even 10%. Well, this month we saw it was 6%. So let's say you're looking at a house and it's priced at $400,000. That's what it's listed at. Well, at 6% is 24,000. So then it would be about 376,000. That's not true across the board, right? Some homes are still going over asking price. So just know the market correction and what people can afford is really about 6%. And I would say 5 to 10% in that range. So if you're a buyer and you're sitting on the sideline and saying, I'm waiting for the market to crash even worse, yeah, I just think you may be waiting for a while. Also, watch my video next week where I actually talk about, should you buy now or should you wait? That's going to be the topic, so stick around for that. Months of inventory, and you can see we're at 3 months of inventory. Again, when we talk about whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, it depends on how much inventory is on the market. And you take number of active listings, so you can see we're at 323, and divide that by number of sales per month. We have 90 sales per month. So we're just over 3 months of inventory on the market. Well, if there's 12 months out of the year, 6 months is that halfway point. And the lower you go, right, if you go to 1 month, things happen very quickly and prices escalate. It's the law of supply and demand. And we saw that going back to 2020, 2021. Even the first part of 2022, you saw the low inventory prices were accelerating, home prices were accelerating. And you see from November, we went to 4 months of inventory to 3 months of inventory. It is still a seller's market. There is buyer demand. We talked about this in our office meeting yesterday, whether there is buyer demand. And I'll tell you there is, because I am constantly getting leads from people looking to buy a home. Now, they cannot, maybe the home that they can afford, there may not be many of those on the market. But people are looking for homes because there's that squeeze in renting an apartment right now or renting a home. So people are feeling the squeeze. They desire to buy a house. Whether they can afford a house is a different matter, but that desire is there. With the low inventory, that's going to keep prices elevated because people are looking to buy a home. Couple trends that we have to watch for. New listings, if only 90 new listings come on the market, that keeps inventory depressed, right? Because if 90 homes came on the market and 90 homes sold, then that 323 stays even, right? So to get that inventory up, months of inventory, you need more homes coming on the market than being sold. So that's a trend we have to watch. New homes coming on the market. Are we going to see an increase? Are we going to see a progression back to the norm of 250 homes per month? I personally don't see that happening for the next few months, right? The median sales price we want to keep track of. And I say every month. I'm not sure what the median sales price really tells you, because you can look from November to December and say, oh, home prices dropped $400,000. Well, again, it's by neighborhood, it's by zip code, it's by neighborhood. And I said this in a video a while ago. I talk about the real estate market, but there's really not a market. There are markets, right? That the Stony Point market is different than the Guernsey Estate market, which is different than the Ballast Point market, which is different than the Bayshore Beautiful market, right? There's all these micro markets within South Tampa. But however, I generalize. And so with median sales price, again, it's where the home is, the age of the home, the size of the home. All those factors are not considered when I just give you a price, right? So there's some trends we need to watch, but I'm here to share this with you. Listen, I share this information because I want you to be informed. Because if you're informed, it makes my job easier. So I want you to look at me and say, oh, I can trust Joe. He knows the data. He knows what's going on. I'm here to help you, whether you're buying a home, selling a home. Reach out to me. Go to my website, joebrowncc21.com. You can read my blogs. You can search for homes. My contact information is there. Just reach out. This may not be the time for you to sell your home or to buy a home, but let's talk about that, right? I can give you some options. I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.